Hi, it's Chris Watkin here with Stephen Brown, UK's #1 estate agency trainer. And in the previous video, Stephen, we were talking about where all the missed opportunities are for estate agents in 2018. And what I'd like you to do is tell me where you think those missed opportunities are and what training you would recommend and do to enable those people to capitalise on those opportunities.
Facts are there will be fewer transactions this year.
Yes, there will be.
That's fact. Facts are people still need to move for whether it's relocation, whether it's divorce, various different circumstances. So people will always need to move. So it's about, one, knowing who your motivated vendors are. Okay. Two, it's about actually working with your hot buyers. So again, one of the questions that I will ask people in any of the training courses I do, say, do you have hot buyers or hot tenants that are actively looking at the moment where you don't have a property for them?
I'd say most estate agents would have plenty of those.
Yep. And then I'm going to swear.
It's all right. If it's that bad, we can beep it out.
Okay. It's not that bad.
Go on
okay.
Then.
That's bullshit.
That's not a bad word, but go on then.
Okay, it's bullshit. Okay, the reason why it's bullshit, because agents that have been going for quite a while have got a huge database.
Massive database.
Okay? So phone up, get a one-off viewing. So I had a really nice WhatsApp message at the weekend from a client who said, you would have been really proud of me. Last week we found a property for somebody in a particular block they were looking for. We've agreed the sale. So one-off viewings, okay? Know your buyers. Huge opportunity there.
Why do you think estate agents, put their mailing list and archive them literally after, they ring them up twice and they archive them and they almost get forgotten? Why do you think that is?
Because they're always chasing the next sale. They're always chasing the next one. People, they've forgotten about that. So you and I, okay, you register through me. We most probably become best friends. I show you a lot of properties. I'm helping you go through the whole process, maybe with your finances, trying to find ways of adding value throughout the whole journey. Because at the end of the day, you know a lot of people. So I want you to go out. If I give you fantastic customer service, you will go out and you will recommend me. And that's what when I was an agent, wanted to feel that they were getting.
So even if you wouldn't get a sale off that person, if you've done a damn good job.
Yeah. And there will be circumstances where I wasn't able to find that particular person a property, but I will get a call a couple of weeks later to say, my friend's just bought. I know he didn't buy through you, but he built for another agent, but he said you gave fantastic customer service. You added incredible amount of value. Would you mind helping me in my search?
It's going the extra mile.
Of course it is. It's, what are you doing? It's so competitive out there. If you look, and I'm with an agent at the moment I'm doing some work with, there's 100 estate agents in this area.
Well, let me give you some numbers, Stephen. Back in 2004, there was 9,500 estate agents, and today they reckon there's anywhere between 23 and 25,000. But the number of house sales has gone down from 1.8 million to 1.1, 1.2. Work your sums out. The numbers don't stack up. You've got to be different.
You've got to be different, and you've got to think proactively. Okay? So to me, there's loads of people registering. Yes, you've got to give them good customer service, but focus on the ones.
But come back, what practical things, without giving all of your training away, what practical things can the agents do out there? Is it as simple as just picking the phone up and talking to people or building relationships?
100%. So your phone is your best friend.
Yes.
Too many agents rely on email. Okay, email to me is incredibly impersonal. Okay, pick up the phone, have a conversation. It's a people business. Okay, people
but they might
buy
say
from people
no
they
to
like
me
and they trust. Well, if you don't like rejection, you're in the wrong industry. You have to make rejection.
That's a strong word, Stephen.
Okay, well, very simply, if you don't like rejection, you're in the wrong industry. Okay, this job is like a roller coaster.
It
Okay?
really is, isn't it?
You are going to have some absolutely phenomenal days, and you are going to have some really crappy, shitty days.
Yeah, because the feeling you get when you lose a listing, it feels like your heart's been ripped from your soul.
Lose a listing, lose a sale, but that next person who calls, they could be the one that is a multiple landlord. They could be the one where you've got a buyer for their property. Okay, that buyer, could have X amount of to buy and wants to buy tomorrow.
So what would you say? Let's just say you've got an estate agent who's got a long list. Is it just a case of picking the phone up and saying hello?
Depends what you mean by long list.
Well, let's just say you're sitting on a mailing list of archived people that viewed a few years ago.
Okay, to me it's not a mailing list. Okay, I'm a person.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not a mailing list.
Okay.
So as a applicant, I want to be treated as a person.
I think everyone wants to be treated like they're the only
Again,
person.
a lot of people, when they're doing the phoning out, I'm just going through my database. Okay, I'm just going through my mailing list.
Not very personal, is it?
Well, it doesn't make it personal. So to me, it is about relationships. So when you're out with these people, you may be a Spurs fan, you may be a Hereford fan, you may like rugby, whatever it is. You may have, you've got a dog, and it's having all this information. You've got, the Watkins Sausage Factory or Watkins Butchers, so it's about knowing about the people, and then you're talking to them, and that's what's going to help you build relationships. And people buy from people they like and they trust, and it's about getting your name out there. I like the word remarkable. Okay.
To remark about?
Yes. So I want people to be remarking about me.
Yes.
Over dinner tables, okay, dinner parties, restaurants, parties, barbecues, wherever it is.
But that takes time, Stephen.
Of course it takes time.
But I want results now. I'm used to it. I'm a 25-year-old young whippersnapper, senior neg, about to be a valuer. I want it now. I've got instant everything. I've got instant dating with Tinder. I've got instant TV with Netflix. I've got instant shopping with Amazon. Why can't I have instant estate agency?
Because the property market's like that, not like that. How long does it take to sell a property?
A long time, and to be honest with you, there isn't an app for that, is there? Building relationships and building trust.
It takes three. Well, you talk about trust. So here's what I find fascinating.
Go on then.
What do most people think of estate agents?
They think they're swines, scum of the earth, worse than estate agent. Well, estate agents are worse than double glazing and politicians.
Okay, so I think you're being polite. But here's what's really interesting.
Go on then.
Okay, we are entrusted with to sell people's biggest tax-free assets.
Yes.
We are entrusted to help landlords maximise their investment. Okay, so just like a doctor. Okay, you go into a doctor. Okay, so that you trust you. They give you a diagnosis and a solution, and it's about giving that diagnosis and solution and helping your vendor and you're helping your landlord, especially when it comes to their biggest tax-free asset and helping them maximise their investment.
Okay, let's finish this video on a cracking one-liner that when you're picking the phone up, which sounds really personal. Have you got a one-line for us?
How's your sausage factory?
No, you can't say that. So really, it's just a case.
It's just, look, hopefully
Build a relationship, pick up the phone.
you've started showing people properties. So when you go out with them, you're talking to them.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about a neg is watching this and they want to do well. Do they just start at the letter A and pick up the phone saying, "Hi, we sold your house 3 years ago. I just wanted to ring up and say how's it doing?"
Open questions.
Okay.
Okay.
What things like would you like to know what the value of your own property is?
Too direct.
Right. And so what?
Okay. So you know a lot of people. So that may work.
Yes.
Somebody may want to do it. So you bought the property through us 3 years ago.
Yep.
I just wondered what works have you done to it since?
Oh, I like that. That's soft.
Okay, and then they say, I've done an extension, I've done this, I've done that. That's great. So out of interest, what do you think it's worth today? I've got no idea. Okay.
But what if the person says that's none of your business, or what do you want to know for?
So, because what we find is loads of people are really curious. They want to know what the value is of their property. Okay, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to give you you know, to tell you.
You could almost say call us old fashioned, but you know, we looked after you 3 years ago, and we just want to say hello.
Yeah, and you'll find most people when you call, one, these are all warm calls you're making. So people you've spoken to 3 years ago, you know, hopefully they had a great experience 3 years ago. And by the way, if you're not keeping in touch with them for 3 years, something's wrong, you know, because maybe their plans change and they decide to sell after 3 years. If you haven't contacted them in 3 years, they may not even remember you.
That's right. So it's almost a case of, as the Chinese say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the next is today. If you've got a cold list, just pick up the phone and start building relationships.
Yeah, build relationships.
There you go. Good stuff. Well, there you go, guys. It's quite simple, but often the most powerful things in this world are the simplest and easiest to do. You just got to get off your backside and do the work, haven't you? Cheers, mate.
Oh, so we're doing this now.